All right, here we go. My name's Jeff K, and you're listening to episode 426 of the world-famous West Virginia Surf Report podcast. What are you guys watching? What TV shows are you watching? I'll tell you what we're watching. This is me and Tony. We're always watching something. We're watching, of course. We're watching Master Chef. We watch all the Gordon Ramsay. Well, sometimes he has some off the wall stuff we don't watch, but we definitely watch Master Chef and Hell's Kitchen. We watch those. So Master Chef is on right now. We're watching those as they come out weekly. We're watching Lincoln Lawyer on Netflix. We're watching Shrinking, which is pretty funny. That's a good show. Have you seen that? It's on Apple TV. We're watching Clarkson's Farm on Amazon. Jeremy Clarkson from Top Gear and the Grand Tour. He has a show on Amazon where he has a farm in England, in the Cotswolds area of England, and he's trying to work this farm. You know, he doesn't know much about it, and it's funny. It's really good. It's actually really, really, really good. We love it. Both of us love it, and so we're watching those. I'm also watching Silo on Amazon, Apple. And I'm chipping away at that Louis C.K. show. I got that thing. I bought that. I bought that from Louis C.K. himself. Well, through his website anyway. That show, remember that show just called Louis? That thing was fantastic. It was on for 5 seasons. He lost it. He got shit canned out of there. He got Me Too'd. It's up to some questionable activities. But anyway, the show was great, and it's not on any streaming services, so the only way you can get it is to buy it directly from the Louis C.K. website. I bought it. I think it cost $30 for 5 seasons, every episode that was ever made, and you have access to it for 5 years. So $30, shit, that's nothing. It's worth it. It's great. So I'm chipping away at that. I'm about halfway through season 3 on that. What else am I watching? I'm watching Fernwood Tonight. Great old show from the 70s that I used to watch when I was a Jiffy Pop haired youngster. That's great. That's on. You can find that over on the Internet Archives. It's also. That shit was crazy. That thing was like Monty Python level absurdity, you know. So that's what I'm watching. What are you guys watching? Watching anything good? I don't think there's any. I think that's everything that we're watching right now. It's good stuff. There's an abundance of good TV now. There used to not be, and I've talked about this before. And everybody's like, there's nothing on TV, got all these channels, nothing on. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? Are you on acid? Are you on LSD? There's so much. There's so much good stuff now. This is the golden age of TV right now. We're living in the middle of the golden age of TV. Speaking of that, I wanted to see if my CD player. We have CD players, Blu-ray players. I don't know. I don't even know if they're hooked up. I don't know. I don't know what the status is. We have them, but nobody ever uses them. You know, I don't even know if they're hooked up. They're sitting there. I don't know. So I was thinking, wonder if I can play those DVDs. I got shitloads of DVDs, all kinds of them. I mean, just a whole cabinet full of them, of great stuff. And I don't, I don't even know if I can play them. I don't know if so. I tried it to see if I could if it would work in my computer, and it fired right up. So it seems to me like in the back of my mind, I had it in the back of my mind that the last time I tried it, it wouldn't work, that it wouldn't play. And then I think I feel like I might have downloaded some kind of app or something so I could play it. I don't know, but it worked. It fired right up. I put in the 1978 version of Dawn of the Dead, one of my favorites. One of the great movies of all time. I saw that in the theater when it first came out, 1978. I was 15, and that thing blew my mind. I'd never in my life seen anything like that before. I mean, that thing was incredible. It was gory, and it was funny. It was a really good adventure movie. It worked. And I mean, it's just a work of art. Great zombie movie. Everybody likes the first one, that Night of the Living Dead. That's a good one too. But Dawn of the Dead, the second one, that's even better. That's the one. They're stuck in a mall. They're in a shopping mall. There's a group of people are like holed up in a shopping mall, and the zombies are all outside, and they're trying to keep them out and stuff. So they're living in like a J.C. Penney or something. Oh my God, it's great. And they ride around on a motorcycle. They got a motorcycle with a sidecar. They're right around that mall, and there's sometimes they get in, the zombies. They just go out with the guys out there riding up and down the mall with a machete, just chopping heads off. It's like over the top bloody. But anyway, I put that in, fired right up, man. So that opens up, and I might have to start watching some movies. I'm not really a movie guy. I don't really watch movies. In fact, there's a whole bunch of movies that people quote, make reference to, and talk about all the time, and I've never seen them. There's a whole bunch of movies I've never seen. I've never really been. I got really, really into music. I watched a lot of TV shows, although I went a long time without watching a lot of TV shows, but I'm back to watching a lot of TV shows. But and music is my gigantic, and I have a ton of books. But I never really got into movies for whatever reason. I mean, I like movies. It's not like I don't like them. I like the ones that I like. It's just I haven't really, I don't have a passion to just consume movies. Some people, they're obsessed with it. Like, they watch, I worked with this guy once. He watched every movie. I mean, he watched every single movie in the red box. Like everyone, he the red box. I don't know if I still have those, but this is a few years ago. He would max out he would watch every single movie inside the red box, and he knew the day that the red box was refreshed. He knew the day that the guy came over there and opened the back of it and put new discs in there. He knew what day it was, and he would go over there and start powering through those. He watched anything. He watched every movie. It didn't matter if it was a romantic comedy, horror. It didn't matter the genre. A children's movie. He watched every single one of them. And everything he could get his hands on. He's obsessed with movies. He just consumed movies. He'd watch 3 or 4 a day. I do not have that drive. I don't have that level of interest. But anyway, I do have a bunch of good movies here, and I'd like to start watching them, here and there. But I was going down a list of things right off the top of my head that you might be shocked. These are movies that I've never seen, and you might be shocked at some of these because people talk about them all the time, like the Godfather movies. I haven't seen any of those. I haven't seen one of them. I don't know anything about that. I mean, I know just what's out there in culture, but I've never actually sat down and watched them. Don't know anything about it. Lord of the Rings, never seen a second of those. couldn't give two shits. I don't really like movies that involved with any kind of swords. Dwarves with swords. I guess, I don't know. Is that the genre there? I don't care about that. I don't care about that. I saw some guy. Speaking of nerds, I saw some guy the other day sitting in a restaurant reading The Hobbit, but it was not just The Hobbit. It was like a leather-bound special edition. It looked like a Bible. It had that gold leafing around the edge of it. It was like leather. It was like real leather. And it had gold, around the pages, the outsides of the pages. Sitting there, just like stroking his chin, reading. Nerd. But anyway, I've never seen any of the Lord of the Rings movies. I've seen none of those superhero movies. None of them. Couldn't care less. Don't know anything about it. Don't care. Couldn't care less. You can take them and pack them. Superheroes, movies, DC, and all that shit. I don't know anything about that. Couldn't care less. Forrest Gump. Never seen 1 minute of that. Don't have any desire to. The Matrix. Nope. The Big Lebowski. No, I don't know anything about that. People talk about that shit all the time. People make reference to it. Never seen it. Don't care. Bull Durham. I should be, these are baseball movies. Bull Durham, never seen it. League of Their Own, never seen it. That other one, Major League, I think, never seen it. So there's so many movies. I'm not saying that I'm a hero, I'm not one of these guys that thinks that they're a hero because of things that they've never done. Like, I don't need to travel, No, I haven't traveled. I haven't traveled outside the county that I was born in. But I don't need to. Like, you're a hero. You're heroic for not doing anything. You know what I mean? I don't have a 401k. I don't need a 401k. If I, like what? Like, what the hell? You're acting like you're heroic for things that you don't do and you don't haven't experienced. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I am not in the movies all that much. But I like movies. I have my favorites. I like Over the Edge. Remember that movie? That's from the 70s. I got this Jacques Tati box set. He's like a French director. Comedies. These things are great. Love that stuff. There's all kinds of stuff. Dawn of the Dead, I mentioned. The Hollywood Nights. I mean, it's like highbrow stuff I like. I like the highbrow stuff. The Hollywood Nights. What else? I don't know. I have a whole cabinet full of stuff. But anyway, is there movies that you've never seen that feels like everybody has seen? Another movie I love is I might watch it actually. It's on I have the DVD of it, but it's also on that Night Flight streaming service. The original Black Christmas. Man, that thing's great. That thing's one of my favorite movies of all time too. That thing's from the early 70s, I think. It was made by the same guy. Okay. It was directed by the same guy who made A Christmas Story and Porky's. You talk about three movies that they're completely different from one another. There's a horror movie, Black Christmas, also known as Stranger in the House. And then there's Porky's, which is like just straight up scatological, it's just a sex comedy, like a teenage sex comedy, and then there's a Christmas Story, which is this, gentle, heartwarming family. I mean, talk about three movies that are completely different. Same guy directed all three of those. But anyway, Christmas Story, or not a Christmas Story, Black Christmas. That thing's fantastic. So anyway, what do you got on that? You got anything on that? Baseball news. Baseball news, this is the time of the year when you're waiting on baseball news to come in, and there's nothing, There's nothing. Days go by, nothing happens. And my phone, every once in a while, my phone will go off. There'll be a notification. It'll say Major League Baseball. I'm like, oh my God, finally, there's some kind of a trade, some kind of big trade, I'm talking about Reds. I'm mostly worried about the Reds, And there's nothing going on. It's just tumbleweeds blowing down the street, Nothing going on. But I'm like, every time I get a notification, I'm like, this is it. This is something. This is something right here. And I look and it's like some kind of stupid ass. It'll be from Major League Baseball, but it'll be like some kind of crap, like the longest home runs of 2024. I don't give a shit about that. I need news, baby. I don't care about I don't need some kind of a feature. I don't need some kind of, feature article. I want hard news. That's what I'm looking for. So anyway, there's a lot of speculation. People speculating. There's like clickbait. The Reds are attached with this player. Reds are aligned with but you read it and there's like nothing. There's no evidence that it actually. It's just like speculation. Like so and so said that this would be a good match for the Reds, but there's no actual news that there's even been a conversation had. This is a bad time to be a baseball fan. I know there's some big signings, but they weren't Red signings. I'm hungry for baseball news. Very frustrating to me. Very frustrating to your corpulent correspondent. Let's see what else. The only thing I have left on my list here is, these commercials. Okay, in the 70s, when I was a kid, TV and prior to that, the 70s and prior to that, TV was very stodgy. You couldn't get along. You couldn't even say in there. When I was a kid, when I was young, they didn't even say damn and hell on TV. I mean, there was like absolutely no profanity at all. And then that got loosened up a little bit, and I think All in the Family had something to do with that. I could be wrong, but it feels like All in the Family may push the envelope on that a little bit. And there was like they never showed a toilet, like on the Brady Bunch, for instance. They had that weird. The kids had that weird Jack and Jill bathroom. They shared. It was a shared bathroom, connected to two bedrooms, and it showed them in there sometimes, doing whatever, brushing their hair, brushing their teeth, whatever. But there's no toilet in there. There's not a toilet in that bathroom on the Brady Bunch, if you'll notice. And I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know. I guess, I don't know. The boys could pee in the sink. I don't know what the girls are doing. And I don't know, I don't know, maybe like, Bobby can go in there and take a shit in a Folgers can. I don't know what's going on. I don't know the logistics, but there's no toilet in there. And they were real touchy about that kind of stuff. They even would not even show like married couples, for instance. They didn't show them in like sharing a bed. And this wasn't even that long ago. This is when I was a kid. I mean, I guess it was a long time ago, but it was during my lifetime. They would it would show married couples, and they would have two twin beds. I mean, they'd be in the same room, but they wouldn't be in the same bed together. Like, what the hell's this? And it's like everything was like super stodgy. And then, of course, Archie Bunker they started using a little like some profanity, a little light profanity on there, and then it would show him like coming down the stairs. You could hear the toilet flushing, and he had a newspaper under his arm, and America would convulse with laughter. Just the acknowledgement that somebody was using a toilet. America would buckle over in simultaneous laughter, So anyway, so that wasn't even that long ago. It feels like it wasn't that long ago for me. It was during my lifetime. Everything was real super stodgy. And now it's all, anything goes. And I'm talking about commercials. Like, the commercials are disgusting. some of the commercials are gross, like that. Like that bear commercial, where like those bears, those ass wiping bears, where they're like just toilet paper. They're advertising. I don't know what is it, Cottonelle. I don't even know I don't even know what they're advertising. There's some kind of toilet paper. And they're always talking about how clean their ass is afterwards, and they're not staining their underwear and stuff. Like, what in the hell? Well, how did we go from you can't even show a toilet? You can't even show. People can't see a toilet. Because that'd be too much for the American public to handle. I mean, you can't see that. You can't show that. This stuff, this ass wipe, just like whimsical ass wiping comedy, in the commercials, like right in the middle of your show. There's some bear on there talking about his ass is super clean. He's not skidding up his briefs anymore and all this stuff. I'm like, God, this is gross. And now there's these. Sometimes it's not even so much on TV, but some of it's on TV, and some of it's like on podcast commercials and stuff, or like they pop up during like when you're scrolling through like social media and stuff like that. I don't know what the story is with this. Like this all over deodorant or something, and they're like, he goes, you don't just not just your pits. It's not just your pits that puts off a foul odor. It's like just a gut-wrenching stench. There's all other hot spots you need to tend to, like your ass, your balls, your crotch, your feet, your underboob, the underboob. It's like disgusting. I don't want to hear. I'm trying to watch Mannix. And there's some woman on there whispering, well, ladies, some of the stuff we don't want to talk about. There's a lot of foul odors emanating. Underboob on your face. On your face? What is that? It's gut-wrenching, and it's just... it's on all the time. I hear it all the time. It's like this is something they're trying to force people or scare people into purchasing some kind of item that nobody used ever, and nobody needed, and it wasn't necessary. But now they're gonna convince the entire world that they need to start dousing their ass crack in some kind of spray every morning. You know what I mean? And God. I mean, and I don't want to hear about it. I'm trying to listen to a podcast, and I don't want to hear about this. And it's like ladies, so sometimes it's men, just spray your balls and stuff, and they just say balls. I mean, they don't even. It's like they don't even try to they're not discreet, There's no discretion. They're just like your ball, and there's all kinds of underwear ads. Like you see those on social media. Like people have like a pair of underwear and they're dropping like 2 eggs in there. This will be like your balls are riding on a luxurious pillow or something, or floating on a cloud or something. Like I don't want to hear this. I'm trying to see if the Reds made any moves today. I don't want to see this. And then there's this. Oh my God. Okay, this one. I see this too on social media. It's a Gillette, some kind of Gillette razor, and there's this guy, right? There's this guy. He's all buffed up. Looks like he's been working out every day of his life. He's all muscle bound, and he's like he's got a razor. He's got an electric razor. And he's trimming. He's trimming downstairs. He's doing a trim job, And it's going round, round. He's like trimming it, and it shows it. It shows. Like what in the hell? It feels like a few years ago you couldn't see a toilet. People couldn't be in the same bed. It wouldn't even show people in the same bed. You couldn't say damn. On TV. And now you're scrolling through, you're just like scrolling through Facebook or whatever, and there's some guy, there's like some big old beefy guy. It was like wow, 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 just like trimming, just doing a full, manscaping right on my device. Like, what has happened? I mean, I don't want to be. I'm not. I'm not hung up on stuff for the most part. But some of this, I don't want to see any of this stuff. I don't want to hear about anybody's any of this stuff. It's gross. Really. I don't want to see some guy with his pube trimmer, and I don't want to hear about somebody's under boob stench or their face stench or their. I don't want to see guys and talking about their what's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, somebody's like just their ball comfort, a new level of ball comfort and stuff. I just say balls, whatever. I mean, whatever. I'm not a prude, but I'm trying to watch TV. I'm just trying to consume stuff. I'm innocently trying to consume media, and I don't need this stuff. It's gross. We need to get back to where toilets were on TV. It's where we need to get back. No, I'm kidding. But you know what I'm saying. It feels like things have moved. The pendulum has swung way too far. Way, way too far. We're at the end of this thing. Thank you guys for listening. I hope there's a couple of little laughs in there. Day 3 of my 5 days off. I need to get more done. I need to get shit done. I have something in here. It's tacked up on my wall. It says "Get shit done," and I need to follow that command. But anyway, if you want to get 2 of these episodes a week instead of a measly 1, I have the perfect way to do it. It's possible, and you can head on over. All you have to do is head on over to Patreon.com. It's Patreon, Patreon.com/JeffK. Sign up for a $4 or more monthly donation. It'll help me out a great deal, and you'll get an extra episode every weekish. Not every once in a while-ish. Not every month-ish. Every weekish. All that other stuff's for suckers. So if you want to do that today, help me out with a little donation, a monthly donation, as a way of saying thanks for doing these podcasts. We don't have any ads in them, and you don't charge anything or anything like that. So here you go. Here's $4 a month. Appreciate it. Thank you. And in return, you'll get an extra episode every time I post an episode to the main network. There'll be a Patreon episode right behind it, a few days later usually. So if you're interested in tapping into that, do it today, patreon.com/JeffK. Also, if you want to call in to the network, I mean, not the network. If you want to call in to the hotline, ask me a question, make a comment, suggestion, whatever's on your mind, you can do that too. Be part of a future show. You'll almost certainly be part of a future show, unless you just call and, just scream racial slurs or something. I probably won't use that. But if you want to call with some kind of comment, I'd love to hear from you. The number, 570-290-8151. Again, 570-290-8151. It's voicemail. Just call me around the clock. And surfreportpod.com is the web home of the podcast. I got expanded show notes there, pictures, links, photographs. Not only pictures, but also photographs. That's how valuable it is. That's how deep it runs. So check that out too, surfreportpod.com. And we're at the end of this thing. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. And until next time, which will be over on the Patreon side, hope you guys have yourselves a fine, fine day. I'll see you. Bye. Dwarves with swords.